Welcome back, my friends. It is time for the 2022 ICast show. Are you stoked, Jeff? Okay, so last year was your first year at ICast, and you got to experience all the things that I have spoken about in the past,
I
right?
definitely did experience
Yes. So, I know everybody is probably familiar with ICast. ICast is the biggest industry show that we have. This is and has been for decades kind of, you know, the industry standard of like launches, right? So all the big brands come here to launch their new product. Now, as we told you guys last year, one of the downsides to ICast is it has got so big and so expensive that a lot of the smaller brands, a lot of the nichier brands, a lot of the really cool stuff that we love and you guys love, they don't come here anymore. It's just too expensive. It's just not the right environment, and it's kind of gotten strange over the years. Last year was a crazy knockoff year.
Yeah.
Right?
Hopefully
I mean,
this year's the same.
it's sad, but I feel like it's sadly, I think, a sign of the times.
Yeah.
So, you know, hopefully we'll go inside, we'll see some amazing innovations, we'll see some new drops. You know, last year was really kind of a high-end drop, right? We saw a lot of real high-end stuff. NRX, Steez, Exist, Stellas, like all these cool new high-end. So typically what that means is that it's usually followed up with more of a low-end drop year. We'll probably see a lot of more saltwater options, but we're gonna dig through. We're gonna find the best stuff that's inside here. And instead of just giving you guys a big, you know, circle jerk, chimp circle, greatest game changer ever, we're just gonna take you along with us. We want to bring you to ICast so you can get a feel for the show. You can see for yourself what this show is like, because you guys know that we're gonna just get the best stuff anyway. So, you know, most of the stuff that's in here we've already ordered, if it's cool. We just wanna show you what the industry is offering. And, you know, I made some enemies last year,
yes,
calling some products out,
yep.
Right? So this year I figured I'd bring a little muscle, right? Just to make sure, like I needed some security. So, you know, welcome for the first time at ICast, Griff, everybody. Are you excited?
I'm excited, yes.
What are you most excited about?
I don't know, I just want to see the event. It just seems like something that's been, you know, everybody looks at from afar and just seeing it up close. I don't know if there's anything in there that I'm technically excited about. I
think you're gonna really love it. No matter what, no matter how far it's fallen from its glory, it's still ICast.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we're still gonna have a good time. And I hope you guys have a good time. Are you ready, Jeff?
No.
Yes, you are. Let's do it. All right, let's go. See what they got.
Hold on, let me...
Yeah, that would have been perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, all right, guys, as is tradition, I always like to start in the Daiwa booth. It's been this way ever since I've been coming to ICast for almost 20 years. So we're gonna start here and start wandering the show. Let's see what they've got new dropping for 2023. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, we are in Evergreen. Quick little detour, ran into our buddy Brett. We figured, well, yeah, it's right next to Daiwa. Let's just, let's fly through this. At least I touched foot in Daiwa. Yeah. So, what's up there, guy?
What's up, Shooter?
How have you been?
Good.
Good.
Busy.
Good. So, run us through some of the new Evergreen product. What are we expecting this year?
So, we got 4 new colors in the jackhammer lineup.
Okay.
Dirty white, so you kind of got a pretty bright white with a little black top on it, gold blade.
A gold blade. It's nice to see another gold blade.
Yep. Everybody's been wanting like a dirty colored white with a gold blade.
Yep.
Then we have blueback herring,
Which
is super sexy looking.
Yeah. It's kind of a watermelon back almost.
Yeah, with just a hint of blue in it.
Yep, that's nice. That looks great.
With the chrome.
Yep.
Chrome blade. Then we have a ghost.
That one's sexy.
Ghost bluegill.
That one's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job.
Ghost bluegill, which was
kind of a black nickel blade. Is that what I'm seeing?
Black nickel. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That looks great.
And then we got fire crawl with the orange blade.
Okay. Excellent. Well, we needed another fire crawl.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. To go with our 100 fire crawls in our boat already.
Yeah.
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 All right. Sick. So that's a good start. What else Evergreen rolling out this year? All right, so this is a new jig that, actually not new. It's been out for a long time, and I know that you've thrown it a long time. You've given me some of these in the past to throw. Run us through this, because this will be new to a lot of US guys.
Yeah, so it's a finesse ball head style jig. Has an awesome hook. You know, this hook's good from like a 8-pound to like a 16-pound.
Yeah.
You know, just small profile. But what we did in the US, we have 5/16, 3/8, and ½ ounce
okay,
now.
So we went up in size
Yeah.
compared to the Japan. And this is called the IR jig.
IR jig.
Yeah. Okay.
Hand-tied skirt. We got 10 different colors. Like, this is like a clear water craw. I mean, just really, really bitchin'.
So this style jig is definitely taken over from the big, full-size, you know, football jig that everybody's been used to in the past. So this would be a nice addition. I mean, who doesn't love a little compact jig?
Yeah, put like a 4-inch double tail on it, or a small craw,
Yeah.
you know, anything like that.
When are you throwing a little ball head instead of a little football jig? Like, what's going through your mind around that?
You know, just fishing around rocks, it doesn't seem to get hung up quite as much,
Okay.
and just around docks, just if I'm going to put on that 12-pound test,
Yeah.
I'm going to use more of a ball head style jig.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
fishing a brush pile, something like that.
Right. This is better.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah, and it has a nice light hook that you can go down and pound test,
Yep.
and still get that good hookup ratio.
Okay. Cool. No, that'll be good. This will be an exciting offering. So it's nice to have that ½ ounce size too, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. I see some X-overs here. So it looks like in the U.S. So this is a bait that's been out in Japan for a while now. I'm gonna drop all your samples and crack them all. We've a lot of you guys have picked these up. We've had them in store. It looks like in the US they're gonna call it the XV5. Okay, so you guys might know it as the crossover, the X-over. But I see some new colors here as well that we haven't had.
5 colors.
Yeah, so talk to us about this, because a lot of guys aren't familiar with this. It's a little different style bait.
Yeah, so it kind of reminds me of like a shad wrap. You know, I mean, it's going to be a tight wobble. It's going to dive, you know, 4 to 6 foot, 5 foot. Going to have that tight wobble, but what's nice, it has a 3-hook construction, and it's weighted in the tail, so it actually casts. If you guys have ever cast a shad wrap, it's like the worst casting bait. Yeah,
right.
It's a spinning rod bait. This you can cast on a bait caster, and then, I mean, I really like it for kind of that colder water, you know, tighter vibration. And when you get it down there, you could actually stop it and start it just like a jerkbait too.
Okay.
So
it's got that nice kind of hybrid blend of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has just that big, like this a bluegill color, just that big fish profile, you know.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's a bluegill that obviously has that deeper profile, or a shad that obviously has that deeper profile, this is a much more natural profile than just a skinny jerkbait.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's something different, something new to add to the arsenal. So that'll be exciting to have them in the US too, because they'll be readily available. That's a good color.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the X-over or the XV. Dude, we still call them shower blows. I can't get around the SB. I'm not sure why this is so confusing in the US to call things what they're called, but the XV is coming.
Yeah.
And then I see some Zurichs.
Yep. We got, what do we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 colors.
10 colors of the Zurich. So again, this is another you know, JDM evergreen bait that they're bringing over to the United States as part of the core. A lot of you guys are going to be familiar with this bait already. Brett, you and I have had some pretty good conversations about this guy. Obviously, there's a lot of square bills in the evergreen lineup, right? So it can get a little overwhelming and confusing. Like, which one do you choose? When are you choosing the Zurich over, say, the combat crank or the wild hunch or the SH, or what is it about this that you're choosing?
I think this is going to be like your 2.0 size of kind of square bill. So you got the flat force, which the flat force is really good for deflecting around rock and stuff. This is going to be a little bit better around wood, just because it has a little bit bigger bill, kind of has that little wider wobble, no rattle in it. Bigger profile, like I said, like a 2.0 size profile. So it's not a 1.5, but it's not, you know, a 2.5. So it's kind of in the middle. Okay. Just a good all-around size. Marizo designed this bait too, and we got it a bunch of, you know, 10 really good colors that aren't necessarily in the JDM lineup.
Yeah, I can see some new colors that I haven't seen before in this bait. So that's going to be, you know, anytime something comes in a core, in theory, it should be more readily available. But in today's world, who knows what that necessarily means. But in theory, price should come down, availability should be higher. So that's always a good thing for everybody when that happens. So that'll be exciting to get those
And then
in.
they brought the Wild Hunch 8 back.
It returns.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we had the smaller Wild Hunch. I like the 8 better, just castability. Very similar to like a Wigglewort style.
Yep.
Really a hunting crankbait, gets down there in the rocks.
Yep.
When it hits something, it deflects and comes back, triggers those bites, and of course in a bunch of really cool crawdad colors.
Wigglewort style coloration. So the
Yeah.
funny thing about the Wild Hunch is, you know, I mean, you've been with Evergreen for a long time,
Yep.
right? So this is kind of like the original crankbait that really got everybody excited, right? Because it's really been a staple, like in the Ozarks, everywhere a Wigglewort is successful, and it went away. And it went away because it's kind of a misunderstood bait. There's no weight transfer system in it, so it's not the easiest crankbait to throw. But once you kind of get in a groove with it and you get your gear dialed in, it does everything that Brett just said. It's a really great crankbait. And so I'm excited to see it back, but in some of these dope crawl colors
Yeah,
too.
like this is a really good Ozark color there too.
Yeah. So this is exciting to see it come back. I know it's not necessarily new, but it's a welcome return, I would say.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, it catches good ones.
Yeah.
It really does.
So that's
So-
dope, man.
Yeah, so that's what we got for Evergreen. We got, new jackhammer colors and, the IR
baits,
jig.
jigs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
And,
well,
and working on more stuff all the time.
Yeah, good. Well, dude, I appreciate you taking the time and
Yep.
running through it, and good luck with the rest of your season, man.
Thanks,
So,
bro.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys.
Thanks for the time, guys.
Peace.
All right, see you, man. All right, guys, so back in Daiwa. So, you know that we're a huge fan of Steve's AGS, right? We talk about it a lot. Both of us are big fans. So they have come out with 2 new models, right? So Steve's AGS has been a huge success. They're expanding the line. This is a model that we've both had some experience with.
Yes.
What are your so I should say first off, this is called the Finesse Game Special. Okay, so this is a new casting model, Finesse Game Special. It's a 6.8 light,
Yeah.
right? It's fast. It's designed really to throw like finesse plastics. We thought originally it was going to be a bait finesse.
Yeah.
Right. So we got it, and they sent us a prototype, and it's definitely not a bait finesse.
Yeah, we learned instantly, like in the first 5 minutes, that was not a bait finesse rod.
Right.
It's got a lot of power to it for how small it is.
Yes. So really built for the Steve CT, right? So this is like bougie high-end level stuff,
Yeah.
right? But it's so fun. So you could throw a drop shot, you could throw a Ned rig on it, you could throw a Nickel rig on it, it's amazing for like a little ball head and swim bait. And it's just one of those rods that makes everything fun that you catch.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree with that? Yeah. So I'm really excited about this. I'm not really like a drop shot on a baitcaster kind of guy, but if you were going to do it, this is the rod that I would do it on. Shore fishermen should love this, or anybody that needs to be real accurate with lighter baits, this should be a huge hit.
Yeah. Weightless plastics, small weightless
Totally.
plastics.
Yeah.
It's super sensitive. It's got the stinger tip on there, so the other rods that we're used to having that stinger tips, the rods are really soft, so
Yep.
but they stay sensitive because of that titanium tip.
Yep.
This one's really fast,
Yeah.
but it's still just as sensitive. It's super dope.
Yeah, and I would say it's every bit as sensitive, like on the bottom. I took it out with Julius drop shotting like 30 feet, the only thing he knows how to do.
Yeah.
And dude, I was feeling them just the same as I was with, my NRXs or anything else. So this will be a good one. If this is a rod that fits your style, that one will be exciting. This one is going to be ultra exciting for you. This is the first time you've had a chance to feel this. Okay.
Ned rig rod.
Check this one out.
Is it a drop shot rod?
No, it's a Ned rig. It's a Ned rig special.
Oh.
Ned special. See, look, it's even called the Ned.
Well, sign me up. Let me get none of these. It feels good.
I'm sure it's going to be a
so you're gonna buy
great-
10 of them?
What's going on with this?
Did you just break it?
So also a carbon tip. So they've put different wrap guides basically just so that you can not break it and see it, and just to make it, you know, they want it to stand out, dude.
It's gonna cast a mile.
It's gonna cast great. And even if you're not like a huge Ned fan, like, I don't think Griff likes throwing a Ned ring.
I don't think so either.
This would be another great one for like really light line drop shot, Neko, that kind of stuff. So again, just to spec it out for you, it's 610 slight, it's got the carbon tip, 332nd 5/6, so lighter weight stuff. This one should be really, really dope. So 2 new models in Steez. Let's jump over to reels real quick. All right, so on the reel side, I'm gonna show you guys the Exist. Again, they're saying it's new for 2023. I'm pretty sure it was here last year, but everything's blending together in my head. But this one is definitely new. So this is the new Procyon MQ LT. So the MQ technology, all that technology from Exist is starting to trickle down. Now we have it in a Procyon. Now, we talk about this lane a lot, right? This is a $179 version, MQ LT. You've got all the air drive system and everything in here. It's gonna be a great reel, but there's so many reels at this price point. You got Procyon, you got Tatula, you got Ballistic, you got Kage, everything within kind of like a $40 range. So this is one of those things about, you know, Daiwa and Shimano that kind of drives me nuts. It's really more designed and targeted towards big box, less towards like, you know, a pro shop, because I don't think anybody's gonna not just spend an extra 20 bucks or 30 bucks and get the Ballistic, right? So, you know, but if that extra 30 bucks is gonna crush you, you know, or maybe you just want bright silver instead of black and red, right? Like maybe you're more of a silver and blue kind of guy. Here you go. Here's a Procyon for you. And then let's shoot over here and we'll look at the Exist really quick. I'm pretty sure it was here, but just in case it wasn't. All right, so, you know, any chance I get to play with an Exist, I'm just gonna take it,
Absolutely. Jeff.
So here you go, the new ICast release. Whoa. Daiwa Exist.
Have you used one of those before?
Yes, I'm pretty sure this is a new release last year, but let's just play with it because they're amazing, and you know, in all honesty, there's no supply, right? So anytime they show up, they're pretty much new and exciting. So I know most of you guys have heard us kind of geek out about this for the past year. Just an unbelievable spinning reel. Hey Griff.
What's up? Exist for sure.
You don't like the Sella?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, Shimano. Here we go. We're still doing this. We might have to edit that part out. But so, anyways, what is cool here is one that I haven't seen yet is the 5000. Right. So these have not shipped yet, and this is pretty dope. Right. So I don't know if you guys are like on the super bouge. Oh, that's gonna go on that Ned rig rod for Griff. Yeah.
Balancing out.
Yeah, it'll be perfect. So there you go. It's not a huge offering from Daiwa this year. It was massive last year, right? But some key components that are filling in some gaps. So let's keep going, Jeff. All right. So if you guys know inshore saltwater, with Daiwa, the Coastal has been kind of a staple in their line for a really long time. Basically, kind of the saltwater version of like a Zillion in essence, right? So this year they have come out with a new 80 size. So they're really focused. So, you know, earlier this year they launched the Tatula 70, right? The Tatula 80, right? Just what we needed, so many Tatulas. But now there is a coastal version of the 80. So basically a saltwater version is gonna have all the new hyperdrive design in it. So all the new Daiwa tech is now in this 80 size, but with more saltwater focus. So if you guys are fishing inshore with lighter stuff, this might be really applicable to you. Maybe you're doing freshwater, and blue is a theme this year, Jeff. So again, you don't like that black in the Tatula, you want to stay blue, here you go, right? So you're going to get a little deeper spool, obviously, because it's designed more for saltwater versus like the SV spool in fresh, but there you go. Something new, something blue. All right, let's keep going, Jeff.
Nice rhyme.
Yeah, boom, I'm amazing. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm Ben.
Ben?
Yeah, we spoke last year over Zoom.
Well,
Nice to meet you in person.
Nice to meet you, finally.
Yes. Good to see you again. Yes. How are you guys?
Thank you for the communication.
Oh, of course. You guys good?
Good, very good.
We survived.
Excellent.
Always. Made it.
Yeah.
Thank you for the business all the time.
Oh man, you guys are crushing it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So good. So
Before I forget, I will take
yeah.
a picture.
Okay. Yeah. Here, I'll come. Is it okay if I come back here? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Lots of military secret here.
Here, you can show.
LU115TW.
TW.
TW.
Okay.
TW means top water.
Top water.
Top water.
This is so crazy.
Yeah.
We were literally just in Michigan fishing with Megabass. Hopefully they don't watch this part. And I literally said, if only there was a top water 110, right? So
this
is
one,
exciting.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this one is jerkbait. I say high floating minnow.
Okay.
Yeah, so this one dives this much.
Okay.
So if you have this much water,
Yep.
good enough to use this bait.
Yeah, and this I really saw first. So we're in Arizona, right? So most of our lakes are really deep and rocky.
Okay.
But we were just in Michigan a few weeks
Yeah,
ago,
yeah.
and the grass just grows so
Oh,
high,
okay.
and it's just deep enough to where jerkbait doesn't work.
Oh,
This is gonna be perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Very pretty much. I can imagine very easily
Yeah.
what the situation.
Good thinking.
Yeah.
Good thinking. So are we twitching it like a jerkbait? Or are we winding like a crankbait?
Simplest way to use this one,
Yeah.
you just cast. And anyway, this one floats like this,
Okay.
head up,
Yep.
and then it has very high buoyant.
Okay.
So I can say 2 prime season.
Okay.
The first season is pre-spawn.
Okay.
When the bass come into shallow, and they start roaming around spawning area, but they still eating the bait,
Okay.
right? So that moment, I'm using this one as a dead sticking bait.
Okay.
I just cast, make a long pause,
Yep.
little twitch, little dive, little bit,
Yep.
long pause,
Yep.
and then bass sometimes eat it in the when the cold temperature. But most season I'm using this one is after spawn period.
Okay.
So after the spawn period, spawning,
Yep.
they just starting to feed maybe 3 weeks or 4 weeks later.
Yeah.
After the spawning,
Yeah.
and they come to how can I say suspending
Yep.
nearby top water, and they start to feed. When the top water lure effective, this one works.
Okay.
Very good.
All right.
So at that moment, very simple way I use. I just cast, couple times, make a lure dives
Yep.
this much,
Yep.
and then float up, and then as soon as hit the water, top water,
Yep.
repeat. Just
Okay.
repeating.
So kind of like an old school floating Rapala.
Yes.
How we used to use it and just
Yes.
have those little ripples
Yes.
that came
Yes.
and yeah.
You know.
Exciting.
you
Yeah.
know.
Exciting,
So
yeah.
the most of the time you will get a bite is when the lure dives, and this movement
Yeah.
bass eat,
Yeah.
or as when the lure hit the water, bass crash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also lots of bass come to look at the lure, and then sometimes I want to make a hard twitch or something,
Right.
make a splash or something.
Right.
But that mode of bass don't like that action. They just escape if you make a big action.
Right.
But, so you just one time reel it,
Yep.
make it dive, and then you twitch underwater. Then bass eat,
Yep.
many times eating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when will this be available?
We will receive this one end of this month, and
Okay.
then we're gonna start to ship next month. Right?
Okay. So early fall, end of summer.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the latest price is now.
Okay. Great.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Excellent.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And how many colors?
3 colors.
3 colors.
So,
Okay.
This one called.
This one looks like it's caught a few fish.
Yeah, many, not few, many
fish.
fish.
Many fish, okay.
So
Yeah.
not only bass, smallmouth, largemouth,
Right.
pike.
Right.
Yeah, many kinds.
Right.
Yeah, and this one calls purple core ghost. No, pearl core ghost. Pearl core ghost.
Okay.
That pearl paint inside.
Yep.
That's why pearl core.
Okay.
And ghost color.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good color.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and next one is wakasagi.
Yep.
It's wakasagi. You know, I think wakasagi.
I do,
Right?
yes.
So Japanese smelt.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And then third one is peach.
I like this
Like
one.
that?
So I like this one a lot
Yeah.
because this is really like pre-spawn. This one's gonna just destroy him. So this one will be.
Yeah,
this
so
will be
this
super
one,
exciting. Yeah.
especially I'm old age.
Yes.
I cannot see this lure in the,
Even with your glasses? Even with your glasses on?
No.
Yeah.
My sensor is very like that. So.
So this is an old guy lure.
Yeah, perfect.
Young guys,
old guy
Jeff, these are for you.
Okay.
Yeah, us old guys, we're gonna be throwing this one.
So when the little bit, wave, choppy wave, we very easy to, how can I say, lose the view.
Right.
And also, before the evening time and the early morning, very hard to see the lure.
This is true.
Yeah, but this color is very bright.
So, and the importance of seeing this is because you want to turn it just before it gets to the surface, right? You don't want it to sit on the surface too long.
It's at the pre-spawn period. It's sitting on the surface for long point. Sometimes very warm.
Okay.
But after spawn period, you just touch the water. Dive again, or touch the water, dive and twitch.
So kind of like a glide bait, how you always kind of want to see that it's moving in a certain way, right? So same idea. Okay.
And also I found this way just yesterday. I was fishing in the pond somewhere, and I found this way. I just cast and make a half turn, the reel. Half turn, very
almost like a glide bait.
And this depth, just darting and sometimes jumping.
Well, I'm gonna go fish those ponds later.
Please.
Yeah, where's my sample?
I'm sorry. So
I see how you are.
Yeah. So this is our new product.
Okay, very exciting.
It's a shipping right now, and you will, I don't know if you will get the 5% discount on the first order.
Okay.
So this three colors.
Okay, excellent.
ICast show special.
Yeah. Okay, that'll be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
And next one is this one.
Okay. So you've had this is a different head.
Yeah.
Okay. So
this is our.
This is a weedless.
Weedless football jig.
Yeah.
But we using the same hook.
Okay.
Same hook.
So same hook, but different head and a weed guard.
Yes.
Okay.
Same compact shape, but different head and weed guard.
Okay. So I would say this jig is probably still one of the sleeper football jigs. So what makes this great, we talk about like the depth headlock jig a lot, and what makes it great is no weed guard, the right hook, the right kind of upright movement. And a lot of people sleep on this Nishine one, but this is going to be, so when are you going to throw this head design instead of this one?
So this one is biggest difference, open hook. Because I designed this one for smallmouth in open water,
sand,
especially
open water.
Sand, rock, hard bottom, not weed. This one you can target more, cover like wood, rock, brush pile, because it has a weed guard.
Okay.
So, but this is a very unique head shape.
Yes.
So common cover jig has a line tie on the tip of jig head. But which is good through the cover. Very easy weed and rock. But this one has a line tie here. So this is a big key of this jig head. So weakness of the common jig head is when you this one, for example, this one cover. So if you flip here, if that line tie is positioned at the tip of the jig head, most of the time jig just slide. So, but this one just
it's going to go straight down.
Like a football jig.
So almost like the idea of what like a free rig would be. The free rig weight is going to fall here, and you're going to have control. This is going to give you more control of how
more
it falls.
control, and more, you can get more accurate.
Much more accurate as far as the fall goes. Interesting.
And also, honestly, in my opinion, this position is not good for the weed, because this part sometimes draws a weed. Okay. But
so this is going to be like skipping docks, pitching to a tree, like
hard,
a ledge of a boulder, maybe. Okay. All right.
That weakness is turned to the strength. If you fish something hard stuff, because this bump stuck a little bit, you pull and stuck again a little bit. So that means that you can get more sense of the bottom. You can understand.
Okay.
The bottom
Yeah,
easier.
so you have better feel, better transmission, and it's going to lift up and down. What do we call it? What is the name of this jig?
Nishine finesse cover jig.
Finesse cover jig.
Yeah, and
okay.
also then we upgrading the hook.
Okay.
We used to using the owner hook tool, but we make our original hook by Ichikawa.
Okay.
So this is little stronger wire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. This will be exciting too.
Yeah.
Fall also? Fall. Okay. September. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
5 color.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
Now, this is important for me. Okay. This is Griff. He works with us.
Okay.
Griff
Nice
is
to meet you.
the biggest fan in the world of the Namazu.
No,
Biggest Namazu fan ever.
Really? Oh,
Yes.
wow. You got a lot of fish?
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's one of my favorites.
Oh, how do you use it?
Free rig.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Just through the line. Wow, wow. I'm very happy.
Yeah, he's single-handedly responsible for every Namazu sale in the United States, I think. Yeah, Namazu Master. Yeah, I like this. That's going to be your name tag next year.
Oh, Namazu Master. Yeah. Very good. It's coming in November.
Yeah, we've never had a pink.
I didn't even
Pink.
realize.
So a Wakasagi and
Oh, yes. Pink back. I
could have figured that out.
Yeah, please think about that. I'm not sure for that new color name.
Yeah.
We just say pink.
That's a good color.
Yeah, it's Wakasagi.
Yeah, I think both of these are going to slay. I mean, anything, it's funny, pink used to be like the worst selling color, but now I think since Morning Dawn has become a thing, it's really it's become a normal color now. So these will be great. This is in the Baby Albino? Just these, this bait. Okay, so 2 new colors coming in that. That'll be exciting. That's one that we throw a lot.
Then this one is the 8150 MD. So, but this one is we have a little problem.
Okay.
We originally planning to release this one at September, but
Already production.
We found a problem. I just received.
He found a
Oh, I found a problem. Always a problem.
Right,
So I just received the final sample from the factory 3 weeks ago, I think, something like that. And then I found one problem, which I don't like.
Okay.
So very small problem.
Okay.
This one you can use as a jerk bait, no problem.
Okay.
But when you cast and make a very fast retrieve, sometimes lose control and out of water.
Blows
so
out.
I don't like that. This
so quick.
so quick. But I want to have a little bit hunting action like that. But that final sampling was too much. Too much. Then I found the problem how I can fix the problem. So this where is that? This one. This one is a modified sample. So the angle of grip, I changed 1 degree.
And then it solved the problem.
All problems solved. The problem that we have to make new molds.
All right. So this is in the works. This is coming.
Yeah, it's coming. Big delay.
Maybe next year.
We tried before the end of the year. What the story behind it is this is the third time he changed the mold.
So he's the troublemaker.
So expensive.
Yes. Always.
But he did so many tests before making a mold, of course. But what he made by hand assemble, and what the manufacturer for mass production is sometimes slightly different, which he doesn't like. So what happened the last a few weeks is he canceled this to make a new mold. So which means 30,000 finished plastic we have to throw away. 30,000.
But we'll make it right. Yeah, it's got to be right. I like that. 10 years.
but he
10 years
of prototype testing. And
that's a crazy amount.
A long time ago.
Yeah, and this is why we talk about the problem of knocking things off versus innovating. Is you have little guys that are putting in a decade of work of trial and error and not being okay with something not being perfect, right? They want it to be perfect and they want to do exactly, so they're putting in all this energy and time just for a big company to come and take it. It's just not, how the longevity of our industry is going to work. So it's exciting when this freshness is here. You were much younger 10 years ago. you probably didn't need this color 10 years ago.
No. I had a great vision.
Right. Exactly. Well, this is exciting. I'm excited to use something that's had so much time and energy and love behind it. So okay,
we just
I look forward to it.
Want to provide the best product.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
well,
it.
and we appreciate it, and everybody watching this appreciates it. So thank you for putting in so much effort and time into this. So awesome. All right, this is gonna be exciting.
This one, big delay.
Okay.
So
cool.
this second section is 2023 product.
Next
Okay.
year. Next
Yeah.
year.
Do you want to tease some of it? I see a really deep diving crankbait in there.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Okay.
tease it? Okay. That's a big bill.
Yeah, if you forget the spoon for the lunchtime,
Yeah,
you can
boom.
use this
Yeah,
one.
this is true. Yeah, scoop up rice. Yeah, that's gonna be great.
Only we call this one Keeper XDD. So
Yeah.
only you need XDD for the lunchtime.
That's right. So this will be a 2023 launch. Yeah, 2023.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And I think dived to 14, around 14.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to have the small profile deep diving crankbait.
Okay. Yeah.
So most of deep diving crankbait it has a big profile.
big, yeah.
So I want to have smaller profile.
Yeah.
Interesting.
With a huge spoon.
With the spoon.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. And this one, I don't know. If we can release both product next year.
Okay.
But, baby chipper,
Yep.
baby chipper DD.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. A new size. Yeah.
Next.
Yeah. So next year,
That's
2023.
Yeah.
This is original.
Yeah. It's like perfect. Yeah. So you can see the size difference here. So Chippewa. So we have you here. Wait. Let's get this back.
Sure.
Because I think this is a misunderstood crankbait. So why do I use a Chippewa instead of a normal square bill? What is, in your words, why did you design this to do what it does?
Oh, okay. How can I say? It's very hard to explain to me. But how can I say? Most of crankbait is too much vibration in my water.
Okay.
Yeah, because my water is I'm targeting smallmouth in clear lake.
Clear water
So
smallmouth. Yep.
big round, big lip crankbait, too much,
Too much vibration.
vibration.
Yep.
So smallmouth don't eat that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So this one has more tighter roll.
Okay.
More natural kind action.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you can use this one almost everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you need more, snagless crankbait, it's a shallow, dirty water, you can use, square bill crankbait.
Right.
But most of the time, this one fits many places.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you need it to be a little bit more finesse in approach, this is a good idea to throw. Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Very standard crankbait, which I'm thinking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my standard crankbait.
Yeah. Okay.
The standard crankbait in the market,
Yeah.
mostly too much to me.
Too much.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess if you're fishing muddy water, shallow water, and you're just grinding stuff in for largemouth, you want a lot of movement, a lot of push. But in clear water, especially finesse, sand, weeds, smallmouth, where maybe they're a little bit lethargic, they're a little spooked, this is going to give you a different look. Okay.
Thank you for explaining everything.
Yes,
It's perfect. It's a perfect.
It's nice to know the story behind, the creation of this. So, okay, excellent.
It's a slow floating, eh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Regular. And
Okay.
also we have a braid
Yep.
and DD braid.
Yep.
The blade is sometimes only this one work for smallmouth fishing. Especially smallmouth lookup.
Okay.
That braid just drawing the fish from this.
Right.
Yeah.
So a little extra attraction. Okay. Excellent.
Yeah. And then this one is a smaller profile.
Right.
I believe this size is more suitable than this regular size for
You're getting a lot of
smallmouth.
bites on that guy.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Excellent. Yeah.
All right. Well.
This one.
More.
More, of course.
Okay.
This one coming.
Okay.
Knocker. Shake.
Oh yeah, I can feel it in there. So.
Yeah, one knocker.
Yep. So still going to be Simcoe.
Simcoe.
Yeah, but with a knocker. With a knocker. Yeah. Okay.
Simcoe
Cool.
K.
And this is going to be coming in 2023.
Yes.
2023. Okay. So really a super amazing lipless bait, the Simcoe. They sell out instantly, and then they've been gone for a long time. I think we're just getting some back in, right? So this would be nice to have a knocker version to give you a little bit of sound in there too. So this would be exciting.
Yeah. I designed this one for deep water smallmouth. Yeah. I just jigging.
Okay.
Replace. Because lots of smallmouth, but this one also work for the shallow weedy lake like Florida. Because this one has a very sharp back line. It cuts the weed very easily.
Excellent.
Yeah. And also if you use the back eye, you can get the maximum vibration. And the way to swim is this angle. So if you hit something, it just
rolls up and over. Okay. Very cool.
If you use front eye, this
super tight.
And also more horizontal.
Excellent.
So and you receive the less water resistance. So that means that you can make very fast. Yeah.
So a lot of versatility to this bait.
That's right.
Yeah.
And also if you use Jackall form, if you use this one,
the front tie.
Make a darting action.
Okay.
Yeah. Or if you fish vertical, like ice fishing, if you use this front eye, this one swims circle.
Okay.
Like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So all kinds of stuff we can
need
do with the Simcoe. Yeah. No, not so much ice fishing. But.
Winter time we have 100 feet depth.
Yeah.
I did Jackall.
Wow.
Lake trout.
Okay.
100 feet and still no tangling.
No tangling.
That's great.
Tangle.
Yeah, this one new color next year.
New colors in the Simcoe. Okay. Yes. 2023.
And black color.
Yeah. Okay.
This one coming this fall.
This fall. Okay. All right. Excellent.
Yeah. And I think that's that one.
Medium.
95 MD.
In the MD. Okay, so we're going to see an MD and a 95 and an MD in the 115. Yeah, excellent. And how much deeper are these going to get versus the regular?
The regular one is 4 feet, I think. 4 or 5 feet. This one maybe 7.
Okay, so 3, 4 feet deeper. Yeah, excellent.
This one's still prototype stage. Maybe some change. I don't know, but
okay. I'm somewhere in there. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for showing us the new product, and thank you for doing what you do. We need more people like you to innovate and put the time in. So we really appreciate it. So arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimasu.
What is this?
It's sushi.
Ah, this is nice. For me?
Sushi.
Where's my chopsticks? Okay, so there's sushi all over. I love it. Okay, so we are here with the Valleyhill guys. They have a new swim bait that we're dropping. This is the Valleyhill EB Shad. So this is an exciting bait because it's going to come in multiple sizes. I'm going to give you your sushi plate. Okay. So this is going to come both as a paddle tail version and as a curly tail version. And as you can see, it's going to have these kind of tentacle legs on the side. They're going to give it some quiver. So, one of the things that traditionally is used as a paddle tail is like just a swim bait, a swim jig, right? Normal things. So this is kind of a bait that is going to combine more like finesse type fishing. So we can free rig this. We can, you know, Griff's gonna be Vato rigging this thing, I'm sure, right? You can put on a little ball head. And it's designed to have a longer tail. So it's a very thin tail with a little, you know, kind of paddle on the back. So it's just gonna have a different action. If you guys use it on a horizontal presentation like a free rig, you're gonna get some quiver from these as it falls somewhere like a bug leg. But if you're pulling it through the water in a straight retrieve, they're going to flex and also kind of create a little bit of rocking motion. You've got the ribbed bellies, and then you've got some different sizes too. So if you're a bait finesse guy or maybe a little crappie guy, you've even got some really small sizes in here as well. And there's also a curly tail option. And we were talking about the curly tail. These guys came over to the shop a couple days ago, and we were talking about curly tails and how it's kind of like a lost art, curly tails. Like, they're just not really a big thing anymore. So it's kind of exciting anytime a brand comes with a curly tail, and you can see that tail's almost, I mean, really it's longer than the bait itself. So there's gonna be some great color options in these. Look for this to kind of become a staple, I think, in the soft plastic market. I'm excited for this. They've been catching them like crazy in Japan, so we should see this coming down the pipe very, very soon, late summer. That's the Ebi Shad from Valleyhill. All right, so you guys know that one of our favorite little niche brands is Mibro. So Mibro is a small little mom and pop brand. They make amazing hard baits, amazing crankbaits. Well, this is kind of a sneak peek at a new big bait that they're coming out with. This is the Adapt Swimmer. So, you know, this style bait is becoming very popular. Right, almost everybody kind of makes a bait like this. What makes, you know, Mibro different, similar to like what we were just discussing over at Nishine, is everything's trying to be elevated to be a little bit better, a little bit different, right? So obviously, as you can see, there's multiple line ties, so you can get different actions. You can also see that there's these extra kind of hook hangers here that you can use to put little grenade weights to weight it differently and have different falls, right? But there is also, if you look real closely, you see this kind of clear tube in here? They've also designed this to have different actions. So there's an internal kind of skeleton in there that's going to give it a tighter motion as this thing moves. But very simply, by removing the tail and then just giving yourself a minute to get that skeleton out. Now you have the freedom without the skeleton, so you're going to get a wider movement out of it. So, you know, gone is the idea that you have to have one bait to have a wide motion and one bait to have a tight motion. Now you can do the same with one bait just by inserting that internal skeleton. So pretty cool, right? Something new, something I haven't really seen before in a big bait. We should see these coming, I would say, early fall. Late summer, early fall, we should see these arriving. So that is the Mibro Adapt Swimmer here at ICast. Let's keep going, Jeff. All right, guys, we're here at the Zman booth. So Zman is coming out with all kinds of new Elastic, like micro things, right? They've been teasing all these like little micros for panfish, crappie, that kind of stuff. If you guys do that, it might be an amazing year for you, but not really our jam. I want to see the bass stuff, right? Yeah, and they are coming out with one of the weirdest topwaters that I've seen, maybe ever.
What is that, dude?
This is the Zman Hellraiser, right? So they have been dropping some teases on this thing. I don't even know what it's a hybrid of. There's like a chatterbait, weighted chatterbait blade back here. There's this crazy like platypus looking duckbill thing. Dude, the line tie's on the bottom, the head's gonna move, and this is gonna shake. I don't know. It is. This is a new segment. I mean, definitely more musky-ish than bass-ish, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, dude, I'm down to try something weird. So, you know that, Jeff.
I know you will.
Yeah. So, you know, it's going to be available in a handful of good colors. I don't know. Let's see. We're going to have to bring it in. You guys are going to have to try it. We're going to have to put it through the paces and see. They might be onto something crazy. I want to know what they were thinking when they thought of this process.
Is that replacing your kick knockers?
No. But, you know, hey Griff, get off of TikTok. We brought this guy to just hang on TikTok all day. Excuse me, Griff.
I'll see you.
What do you think about the new Hellraiser?
It looks very interesting. I'd love to see it like on the water, but I mean, it looks kind of crazy. So it's ridiculous. Like, I like it.
Right.
Yeah, right.
I figured this would be up your alley.
Yeah. But I mean, I bet it's pretty sick.
There's one way to find out. Right?
Yeah.
And I think the only way we're gonna find out, like, you know, dude, normally you see something this ridiculous and you just kind of dismiss it. Yeah. But you know, Zman very rarely comes out with something that just doesn't work at all. So this is gonna be kind of exciting. I don't know. It's something new. It's something fresh. It's something weird. It's up your alley.
Yeah, definitely my style. Yeah. Try it out.
So look for these coming down the pipe. It should be out very soon. This is the Hellraiser from Zman. All right, guys, we are in the Ketchco booth. So, you know, I'm not sure how this is going to go, Jeff, because sometimes things go well and sometimes things derail in this booth. But one of the things that's done very well is they have done a collab with Mike Bucca with the baby bull shad, and you know, we've both caught them really good on that. We sell a ton of them. This is a new Mike Bucca collab. This is the bull mullet. Okay, so basically they have gone to more of a mullet profile, obviously, that's the name, but it's going to be a longer, thinner shape profile. So if you guys are catching them on you know, mullet or herring, or you know, maybe just need a longer profile. I mean, they're going to have, there's some bluegill patterns in there, some trout patterns, so they're going to have some different things. This could be very exciting. Again, it's going to be kind of a cast and wind multi-segment type bait that Ketchco and Mike Bucca have worked on it together. So this could be exciting. It's going to be a few different sizes. So look for this trickling down the pipe this fall. If you guys are a fan of the bull shad and the bluegill, this could be right up your alley. So that's going to be new from Ketchco. All right, guys, we are going to show you something so fresh. You've never seen anything like this before in your life. This is from Bass Mafia, brand new concept of swim bait, right? Take a look at this up closer, Jeff. Have you ever wait a minute. It's a mag draft.
This color in particular looks very similar to
MB Gizzard.
MB Gizzard?
Yeah.
And who designed this?
So here you go. The Zaldane, I don't even know what they're calling this stupid thing. I hope nobody buys this. I mean, this is quintessential knockoff land right here. So take somebody's pro staffer, take the bait that, you know, got him so far, and here you go. Nice. A knockoff version. So, you know, you know what, maybe there's some people out there that just don't like innovation and originals, and this is more in their lane.
America.
Then here you go. So I am very unexcited to see. I know you're stoked for this. Yeah. So, well, I mean, here we are, right? ICast 2022.
Is this gonna win Best of Show?
Griff, give me some thoughts.
Fucking sucks. I don't. It's a mag draft. It's kind of crazy how someone can leave one company and bring what made them famous over to another company and just totally steal it.
Yeah. So there you go. Official knockoff #1 of the show. Congratulations, Bass Mafia.
Looks good.
So
I like the color.
About a 9-inch plastic. You're a fan of IU.
Yeah.
Color.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big wedge paddle tail.
I like it.
Treble that fits in.
Nice. Cool.
Interesting. All right, guys, we're in the owner booth. A couple new product drops and some things that we have had in the store that are actually kind of officially launching. So we've kind of brought you some stuff early on. But let's start right here. This is the Jungle Flippin' HD. So the Jungle Hook has been one of probably our best sellers, I would say, over the last couple of years. And you know, the Flippin' Hook is no exception to that. This is going to be the new HD version. So you got a little bit different design, a crazy stout Zoe wire. This is basically going to be like, if you're punching, if you're super heavy braid, 80-pound braid, like just gnarly stuff, this one might be perfect. So you've got welded eye. Gone is the kind of fluoro keeper here that you're going to be used to on the normal Flippin' Hook. They've gone to a wire on that as well. So everything is just like super bulletproof on this guy. It might be too much hook for a lot of you, but it might be perfect for some of you guys that need something just super, super durable. And there it is rigged on Beaver, so you can kind of see how it sits. So that's the new HD jungle flipping hook. There's also the new Cover Shot HD, and we've brought these to you guys. We have these in right now. This is basically just a heavier duty version of the Cover Shot hook. A lot of you guys are Bubba shotting or, you know, light duty flipping. So this is just gonna give you a heavier version of the Cover Shot hook, which is more of a light wire. This is gonna give you more of a stout version of that too. So you can throw your drop shot on 16 pound or 20 pound and pitch it to toolies and have confidence when you need this style of hook. They're also coming out with a weed guard version of the Blockhead. Okay, so Blockhead is kind of their go-to Ned rig bait. I should have Griff talking about this. Hey Griff, a weedless Ned. He's stoked. So again, just a weed guard, so you know, not revolutionary, but cool for you guys that need it. Also, this is the official launch, I guess, of the Haymaker, which you know we've had, right? So you know, not super exciting, but an amazing hook, right? Another flipping style hook. So that's definitely kind of their focus. This is kind of interesting. So Hyperwire split rings, you know, we sell a ton of them, kind of the industry standard, I would say, in split rings. So they've come out with an ultra split ring that's just a heavier duty version of that Hyperwire for a bigger line, bigger baits, really targeted at swim bait guys. Jeff, this is in your lane. I've never really had a split ring fail, have you?
Not just the normal split rings, the Hyperwires.
Right.
I've never had one open. Those are literally so strong.
Right.
Now, maybe for a bigger striper, that fucks up a lot of people's shit.
I could see that. Yeah, a muskie maybe, saltwater. So maybe something like that. I don't know if this is necessary, you know, in the bass realm, but it's here, it's available, and so if you guys are busted split rings, please call. I want to fish where you're fishing, but this might be something up your alley as well. So there you go, handful of new releases, some exciting hooks to add to our arsenal from Owner. Let's keep going. All right, so we are in the St. Croix booth.
My favorite.
Okay, so Jeff, I'm sure you had a hand in designing this.
Of course I did.
No. So this is a new concept that they...
Talk to me.
This is something that they have newly been pushing, but there has been a lot of flack on this on social media. So they are calling this the Grasp Grip. Okay. Now I know what you're thinking. It looks like a AR magazine or something, right? But the idea of this, they are launching this in 3 models in their tournament. So 2 swim bait and a flipping. Okay. I happen to have their Magnum swim bait, which is an 8.5 foot telescopic rod. Now I should say there's also a 710. These are very fast. Okay, so if you guys are thinking about these are going to be like hard rods. You know, maybe a battle shad or something. But the idea is that you are going to hold your hand here, right, while you wind, right, which actually feels pretty good. What I don't know is I'm not sure why or how you're going to really cast. I'm not sure how this is going to be more comfortable, right? I would encourage you guys to do your own research and make up your own minds. There is a concept basically just like this. It's been on the market for a few years, and there's a lot of kind of like back and forth backlash. Look, I don't get involved in knockoffs. No. This isn't my lane. So, you know, I don't know. Is it? Is it not? We'll let you guys decide. Strange for sure. Does it have some game? I don't know. Right? We're gonna find out. So this wildness is going to be coming down the pipe now.
Yeah, you're gonna be shipping them too, right?
We won't be carrying these because there's no way to ship them. I'm not buying special rod tubes for these things, right? So, you know, maybe this is something that will evolve over time to be detachable or twist on or something, you know.
Something that's already been...
Something that might already be out there, yeah. So, we'll see where this goes, but there is a look at it. Looks like it should open and just load it in there, right? So there you go. There is the new Grasp Grip. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so we happened to be wandering around and there was one of these new grasp concepts here with a reel. So I wanted to show you guys, again, to emphasize, I don't know where this line is going, but these rods are super fast, right? So these are soft bait rods. These are not going to be glide bait rods. So you're really not going to use this grip the way that they're intending you to use it back here on this reel, right? There's soft bait rod, you're going to pretty much be holding it up here. So, you know, if you're a musky guy and you're pulling and you're doing different stuff, I could see where this could potentially have some game. In a fast action soft bait rod like this, it's missing, right? It's not right. So they've
show them how you're supposed to hold it when you're fighting a fish.
So, I mean,
just fishing in general.
You're basically supposed to be kind of holding it back here, right? So 3 fingers down, 1 up as you're going, but this rod is so heavy, and this is with a big reel on it. This is a Lex AC. It's so heavy to the front that there's no way I would use this. I wouldn't use it. I would be way up here. Like, this would just be the natural place that my hand would go on this rod. And then again, to get back to casting, like this is not comfortable. But I put a 6-ounce bait on the top of this is gonna suck.
You're gonna feel it.
Like this, you're gonna get a lot of strain, I have a feeling. And so, I don't know. Again, it's a stab at something. Will it have some play in where this goes? We're gonna find out. But for now, it's a miss for me. Miss for you?
Unfortunately,
yeah. I know you're a gun guy, so you're probably just gonna get it for the cosmetics. Yeah. So, you know, it's a start. So let's see where it goes. Let's see where let's see where the flack takes this thing, right? And the social media, push it goes from the original kind of designer of this type of grip. And let's see what happens. So let's keep going. Let's keep moving on. All right, so still in the St. Croix booth, showing you maybe some direction that they are heading. So, look, one of the themes that we haven't shown you all of the booths. Basically, every brand has a reel this year, right? And here you go. St. Croix now has a reel. So this is not something that you're going to ever see in our store, but I wanted to show you direction of some of these brands as well. So they are calling this the X Trek. I don't see best reel on earth branded anywhere on here. Thank God. Okay, so this is a rod and reel combo, right? This is I don't know. I don't know who buys this. Nobody's gonna watch this is gonna buy this. But interesting to see, one of the biggest rod brands basically on earth getting into the reel game. Can they do anything with it? It'll be interesting to see as time goes on. This obviously is not impressive, but it's a stab into the game. I don't know, maybe it goes somewhere, maybe it doesn't. So, the other rod that, I don't know if we want to waste any time on, they have a panfish rod.
Oh, nice.
So, I mean, if you guys are crappie guys or whatever, they basically took the trout rod that they already have and put cork on it. It's panfish, right? So, if you guys are into that, there's that as well. So, there you go. A revolutionary booth this year from our friends at St. Croix. So, Jeff, well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, good. I'm assuming the reel is you.
Obviously.
Right? So, do you recommend the 2000 or the 3000 for the glide bait?
The 3000. It holds a little more line.
Yeah, got a better drag?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm curious.
Talk to me.
Yeah, it's kind of what I expected. So,
it's got some components.
It's got components, yeah. Yeah, so, all right.
Is that replacing your Exist?
Oh, who needs an Exist?
Best rods on earth.
No, but the reel.
Well, the reel.
Well, they should get one that's not broken.
No, that's new.
That's not new, that's broken.
That's new.
That's replacing your Stella for sure.
It's a start. It's a start. Where they go with it, we're gonna find out. So let's keep going, Jeff. All right, so you guys remember best of show, most innovative product of 2021, the Berkley Gilly. Well, for you saltwater guys now, there's also a knockoff version. So get ready, saltwater guys. You're going to be introduced to the world of knockoffs here with Berkley. Now, one of the things I found interesting is, you know, these things don't swim worth a shit, Jeff.
No.
So everybody has to nail weight them and do different things. But here at the booth, they just put, you know, bullet weights on the front to make sure they would look
I was wondering
good.
what that was.
So yeah, there you go. Yeah. So and then there's also some other, you know, crazy stuff. You know, in the basket world we have hairy dice.
We have hairy dice. Yep.
Well, here you just have brick. So that's kind of cool. So gulp brick. Hey, I never want to go fishing with the guy that's looking for a gulp chunk o brick, right? So, you know, one other thing while we're here, I'm sure most of you guys have seen this. This is the new Slobber Knocker chatterbait. Look, they got around the Zman patent by not attaching the blade to the head, but building it into the head, or supposedly they got around it. Who knows? Yeah, we're gonna find out. I don't know. This could be something something good. Look, you're not gonna see it at our shop. We're just not gonna carry, you know, brands that just like to steal stuff and knock it off. But it could potentially have game. You guys should try it maybe and see if it does anything. I'm a jackhammer guy, so not gonna switch much for me. But you know, hey, I wanted to show you guys what is in this world, so you know what some of these bigger brands are doing. Let's keep moving.
You're good.
All right, guys, we're in the Spro booth. Spro is pretty notorious for bringing all kinds of stuff to ICast. You know, and it's always kind of a love-hate thing here, but some baits that we're pretty excited about. So this is the first one. This is a new crankbait series called the Outsider series. So this is a Johnson Brothers kind of collab. Now, I know they're fans of OSP, obviously. I don't see OSP inspired anywhere on the packaging. Well, basically, the weighting is going to be on the bottom down here on the bottom of the crankbait. So kind of an OSP design that's always kept it keeled and keeps it running. Now, these are going to be a similar shape to like a Little John DD, and where they're more of a flat side. This particular one I grabbed has like an abalone insert in it even. So some interesting new colors that they're doing. There's some different sizes in this. So I think this is definitely going to have game. This is a deep diving one. There's obviously some shallow diving. So definitely pulling from some inspiration that they have had, bringing it into Spro and kind of, you know, blending it together. So there's the Outsider series. Now, Griff is holding one of the new, this is the KGB Shad 180. So, you know, Jeff, you're a big swim bait guy.
Yeah.
KGB Shad. This is a pretty hot, you know, shad profile glide in the swim bait world, right? So here we see an actual collab between KGB and Spro to bring these to market in a mass-produced bait, right? So, you know, if you are used to the original, it's kind of like a, I don't know, an injection mold, like not an injection, but like a foam, right? It's like a hard kind of carve. This is going to be more, you know, ABS plastic. It's got a very similar kind of that brush tail to it. So, you know, same look, same vibe. You know, I think there's 6 colors total, some shad colors, there's a trout, there's a perch. I don't know what the glide's gonna be. Who knows? Like, we don't know how it's gonna move compared to the original, but one of the challenges to like little guys in swim baits is that accessibility is not there, right? So it's almost like you gotta plan a year in advance to grab something if you're lucky to get in on a drop, right? So this is kind of a cool collab. It'll be interesting. The market needs more true shad glides that are available, right? So if this moves anywhere close to the way the original moves, this is going to be a hit for them. I'm excited to get them in. I believe we're looking at like a late fall, early winter drop on this. What do you think about this, Griff?
I think it looks cool. I hear a lot about this bait. I've never fished one before, but it looks good.
Yeah.
It feels like it's well made.
What do you think, Jeff? You're looking at it. What are your thoughts?
I mean, a lot of guys like it, so it's cool that you're able to mass produce them, but when they mass produce baits like that, some things change.
100%.
Swim,
right?
Action, and it will divide the community like it always does. Same thing with how the original 250s did. Everybody loved the foam ones because you could do a lot with them.
Yep.
And then they went to the ABS plastic, and it kind of divided people in the middle. So it'll probably be the same thing. I'm not like a huge fan of KGB, but it'll probably divide those fans up.
Agreed. So, you know, it's everything that you just said, man. Is it progressing the bait in the industry? Well, it is from the terms of availability, and at least it's a collab, right? At least they didn't just, Spro didn't just come in and take the bait and make, the, I don't know, rock crawler shad or something, right? So, it's going to be interesting to see where it goes. There's still going to be a place for the original, of course, because it's going to have a totally different movement because it's different material. Could this potentially be amazing? Yeah, it could. I mean, we're going to see, right? Time will tell, but pretty exciting release. So there you go, the KGB collab. All right, well, so scratch all that shit that I just said, Jeff. So we have Kevin. This is actually Mr. KGB.
What's up, guys?
So let me ask you the questions then that we were just kind of speculating, right? So your original bait that everybody loves so much, the Chad Shad.
Yes.
Obviously, this is a totally different material that this is being made out of, right? So, well, first off, congrats on the collab. I think this is going to be really cool. This is cool for a small guy, right? Talk to me about the difference of what a customer who knows the original, right? What are they going to get in this, or what should they expect? It'll be different or the same, or just give me the rundown.
Cool. So anybody who has the original baits know that they perform very, very well at high speed, low speed, everything, pretty much any retrieve. You can do a lot of tricks with the bait. It's kind of a stunt bait. This thing has all the same features. The one thing it does do exceptionally well is it glides out a little bit further. On a long cast, if I'm using braid to mono and using a shorter leader, on a long cast, I'm getting a 4-foot glide out on that, and that's not exaggerating. You can measure it out, and it's over 4-foot glide outs on it. For a 7-inch bait, that is absolutely unreal. Something else that's a little bit different is because this is ABS and we had to balance it, it's just a different way of balancing things than the resin. If you work it up next to a dock, you can get that bait to nosedive down, and when it levels out very, very quickly, quicker than the resin baits. And where that's key is you can work it up next to docks or structure or limbs. You can pop it down, get it under, and then work it right under those docks, under any kind of structure that's overhanging. For me, that's been huge. I've been drawing out a lot more fish that way because the resin baits, it take a little bit longer to level out, where this does it immediately. Performance-wise, this thing has longer glide outs than the resin baits. I'm almost embarrassed to say that because I've spent so long trying to work on that. But this thing really is excelling in that area. The only thing that's left, really, the resin baits will burn a little bit better than this one. It's not better, it's a different. I guess I'm using the wrong word, it's just different. On the burn on the resin baits that everyone's familiar with, that thump, 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 thump that you feel on your rod tip, this thing has more of a smooth burn, and it has a little bit of a belly flash. That's really the only differences.
Okay.
But the same great performance.
Well, we're excited to get them in. I think it's going to be, I hope it's a big deal for you.
It is. Yeah. It's enormous.
Yeah, good. So there you go. From the man himself, there's what you can expect in the new Spro KGB collab, the Chad Shad 180. Late fall, early winter?
Late fall, early winter.
Yeah. All right. So let's keep going, Jeff. All right, guys. We are at the Shimano /G Loomis /Power Pro Jackall booth. Some new releases from Shimano this year. So last year it was all about Stella, right? This year, we've got a couple of odd introductions. Okay. Some of these are going to be really cool to some of you. So I'm holding in my hands, does it look like Corrado DC to you? Corrado 200 DC. So I've already had the 150. Now there's a 200 size, Jeff, to fill the gap. So look, it's a step in the right direction to get bigger, right? So what this is going to do is this is going to fill a gap for some of you guys that need a deep crank reel, maybe a small swim bait reel, something that's not really a true 300 size, but the 150 is just not enough. Now you have a true 200 size in a DC. Pro DCs are amazing sellers. So it's really a new size, but it's going to be a very popular one. So you got Corrado 200. If you step over here, Jeff, you've got a reel that Griff says is his favorite. You love this reel. So Griff's favorite new reel. This is a Tranx 150. Now we've had them in the store for a couple of months now. It's basically just the smallest Tranx reel. Guys are loving it for everything that I just said about the Corrado DC, really. So if you want like a deep crank reel or something like that, you got a Corrado 200 DC. You got a Tranx 150. So that is also kind of technically new, even though it's been out. The other reel that's new to the market is a new spinning reel for them. This is called the Mibro. Now this is a $129 price point CI4 reel, right? So they wanted to try to create a price point reel using their CI4. So CI4 would have been like Strag CI4, you know, that was retired, that's now Vanford. Now, here's what I can tell you. They have packed a lot of tech in here. It's got the Hagana gearing and all the stuff that you would expect in a Shimano reel, but when you think CI4, you think really light, right? Here's a 2500. Feel it. Here's a 3000. Did light come to mind? To me, it felt a little heavy.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah.
you're so used to it exist.
Well, I guess it's all going to be heavy, right? Yeah. So it's definitely not as light as a Vanford or as refined as Vanford, and it shouldn't be, because it's 129 instead of 209 or 219, right? But for you guys that just want kind of more of an entry-level spinning reel, this could be a good option. It's probably going to be a home run for Shimano, so that's the Mibro. They've got some cool new rods as well, so let's go shoot over there. All right, guys, so the Zodius line of rods always been one of the best-selling lines of rods in Shimano. They have launched a few new models here at ICast that you guys, I think, are going to be interested in. So this first one, they have two new swim bait models, okay? So they have a 7.9 and they have a 7.10, maybe a 7.11. But this one is swim and big bait. This one's going to be relatively soft at the tip and then a lot of power. Jeff, here, handle that. Give me some thoughts. Let me see the rating while you're giving me some thoughts.
It's another soft bait rod.
Yeah, so
swim bait equals you need a broomstick to cast anything.
I mean, still, it's a 5-ounce rod, so I mean, it's definitely a soft bait. Yeah, it's a Citizen rod.
Citizen rod.
So Citizen rod. So definitely not going to be a glide. Rod. Right. Could you throw a glide on it? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Have fun dumping every fish.
Right. Okay. Let's jump to these two then.
Thank
you. Two frog rods.
Ooh.
Okay. So. As you can expect, a 7.4 extra heavy. This has just kind of become like the I don't know, the staple of a frog rod, right? Yep. So Steez kind of started it down that path, and now you've got the Zodius version. It feels good. I mean, it feels like what a 7.4 extra heavy would be. But here's what's interesting: a 7.1 heavy plus is what they're calling it, okay? So for some of you guys that are shore fishing or just like a shorter frog rod, hey Griff, check this out. So 7.4 extra heavy frog rod, okay? As you would expect, right? Yeah. Check this one here, 7.1 heavy plus frog rod.
Wow, that feels good.
I know. I know. I'm not.
I feel like you can throw every frog with this too.
I think it's going to be a popular one.
Like
I'm not really
compact to regular.
Yeah. It feels right. So, it's an exciting direction, right? I like it when brands are coming out with the right model. So, of the rods, yeah, I think this one's pretty exciting. So there's also some more. Let's keep going. All right. So first look at the new X Pride. So. They've been advertising this basically since the beginning of the year. I guess the Classic was the official launch of it. I know a lot of you guys have been chomping at the bit, wondering when these are coming down the pipe. We're still looking at end of summer, early fall is what I was just told, when they're actually officially going to land. Look, I'm not really a Shimano rod fan usually, but this rod is beautiful. And, X Pride's been a staple in their line for a long time. You've got all the bells and whistles on this thing, and dude, feel how light this is. And this isn't extra heavy.
Whoa.
Right. So I think you guys are going to sincerely be impressed with this line. I'm stoked to get them. I'm stoked to actually use them and see how it goes. This just happens to be the power game, which is 7.3 extra heavy. But look for these dropping, like I said, probably August, September, somewhere in there is where ETA is right now. It's a huge line. So let's go over to some lures, because there's a swim bait that I want to get your feedback on, Jeff. So let's head that direction. Let's keep going. All right, so over in the Jackall corner of the booth, 3 JDM added to core new launches, right? So we see the Daiwa, super dope little compact buzzbait. A lot of you guys are going to be familiar with this. It's been in the Jackall line in Japan for quite some time. Now it is going to be in the US core line, which is exciting because then price comes down, availability goes up, right? So it should become much more readily available. This is going to be a super dope one if you guys are fishing ponds from shore, or anytime where you just need a little finesse buzzbait. The Daiwa is cool. So are these going to be the 6 colors? 6 core colors. Yep. So you've got some bluegills, some shads, some blacks to go along with the Daiwa. They're also bringing over the B-Crawl Swimmer, which is one of the best swim jigs maybe ever made. So this is really big. Even though it's not technically new to market, it'll be new to core in the US, and that's really exciting. So if you guys are swim jig fans, you probably already know the B-Crawl Swimmer. Just has an amazing rock to it, comes through cover great. So again, by having it in core here in the US, it's just gonna open the whole world up to all you guys. How many sizes?
2 sizes.
So quarter and 3/8?
Quarter and 3/8, yes.
And 6 colors. It pairs great with a rhythm wave. It pairs great with any type of crawl type trailer. It's going to be super dope. And then the TN80 is going to be the other introduction in. So this is going to be the largest size in the TN series. This is going to be available in a bunch of colors as well. And again, some of the core colors, which is going to really help bring availability to be much more accessible to everybody. So 3 nice additions from Jackall, bringing over some of the best JDM stuff into core. Let's go shoot over and look at some Shimano lures and see what they got. All right, so we're over in some Shimano lures. So I know you've been super stoked about this one. This is the World Pop. So they've brought out the World Minnow, the cranks, right, with the new flash boost, right? So here you go. Here's all the colors in a World Pop for you. Why are you excited about this thing?
Well, the popper is one of my favorite baits, and then this flash boost is pretty sick.
Yeah,
right?
I agree. I think it's super cool.
So I just think, like, when you're popping this and then it's just sitting on top of the water, I think they're gonna get the best view of that. When they look up, they're just gonna see that flash.
You know what's kind of interesting about this too? So you know how we started getting on the pulse cod? Like, I just thought about this. Yeah. So recently we've got on that depths pulse cod to where, so historically, if you're in Arizona, you have to throw a Rio Rico. Like, that's the only thing you're allowed to throw, right? So we figured out this year that the depths pulse cod actually outproduces it most of the time. There's something about that little vibrating weight in there. I don't really think it's the pop. No. Right? Because the Rico pops so good.
Yeah.
I'm curious if this makes any vibration. Obviously, it's a visual flash. I'm curious if they can feel that thing moving. They have to be able to feel it, right?
They feel such the smallest movements.
Right.
They're going to feel that just shaking in there.
Right. And the popper would be a perfect bait because it's sitting still. Yeah. So you pop it and it's vibrating while it's, I don't know. I'm kind of getting excited for it too, and I don't even like poppers. Yeah. So
I'm super excited about this one.
So hopefully we will see these very soon. They've been teasing us like crazy. It's a cool concept. Yeah. So that's the World Pop. Now, here's something else that's brand new from them. They are calling this the Arma Joint 190. Okay, so this is a new swim bait concept. Pay no attention to the face. Looks just like a Madness Ballon, right? Good catch on that, by the way, Jeff. But here you go. It is a multi-joint, so it's a 2-joint. Now this back joint is tight. The big joint is in the middle. This thing has all kinds of stuff in it almost too much stuff that we don't really, until we use it, it's just jargon, right? So here's what you got. You have flash boost inside. So that same flash boost in the head is inside. You have scale boost, right? So it's basically just 3D scales, right? So, I mean, but if you call it boost, then it sounds dope. So you have scale boost on there. You also have this crazy magnet. What's the technical magnet name? Armor boost. That's what the magnet is? Okay, so the magnet is actually called armor boost. So what happens is when you cast this thing, it is designed to fold like this, and then there's a magnet that keeps it folded so that it casts through the air like this. So you guys know if you throw a big 190 size swim bait like this, when you throw it in the air, it has a tendency to just kind of go on its own, especially as it's a single joint, right? It has a tendency to kind of move. So the concept with this is that when you cast, it folds and it casts like this. It almost feels like a sandwich.
Yeah.
Right? That flies through the air, and they're saying that it gets 40% more casting distance folded like this than it does just without that armor boost, where it's just kind of floundering in the air. I don't know, because this is weird. Like, what do you think? You're the swim bait guy. Do you think this is going to cast 40% farther folded?
I don't know.
I'm going to take their word for it.
Yeah, you have to, right?
Right? So, I mean, there's going to be one way to find out. We're going to throw it and see. They also designed these hooks. There's treble hook keepers on the bottom. So, you know, when you hook a fish, these are actually going to pop out and extend the treble hook, but they're designed to kind of click in place like this so that the hooks never wrap when it's folded. Okay, so that's obviously one of the challenges, is that when this thing folds, your treble hooks are right next to each other. If they were just left at full length, they're gonna catch all the time. You're just gonna have a glob. This way, they prevent them from wrapping, but then when the hook actually gets a fish, it pulls out, and then you're gonna fight it just like normal, right? So, dude, some pretty cool tech. It's something different. It's something relatively unique. It's gonna come with a spare tail as well, so you don't have to worry about that. There are 5 colors, right? So there are 6 colors, okay? Here are 5 of the 6 colors. What's the mystery color?
Plurple.
Plurple. Yeah, so Griff says plurple. I'm thinking maybe a bluegill. 5 colors. See, you just can't get any good, accurate information around this place, Jeff. So, there they were, 5 colors. You got 4 basic shad colors and a trout color. What's availability gonna be? September. How much does it weigh? About 2 ounces? A little under 2 ounces. Okay, so a little under 2 ounces, September availability, just in time for the fall bite. It's gonna be interesting to see the movement. What do you think the movement's gonna be, Jeff? You think it's gonna glide, or do you think it's just gonna be a swimming movement?
I guess swimming.
That'd be my guess.
I don't know.
But I don't know. I'm excited because it's something different. I'm down to try something different. So there you go, the Arma joint from Shimano coming this fall. So the other thing new in the Shimano world in lures is they have a new spinnerbait. So they are in the spinnerbait game. Now, Jeff, you and I talk about this a lot. When you are in Japan, right, all of these brands have a huge lure presence. So Daiwa has tons of lures, right? Shimano, tons of lures. Like, all these brands have a big lure presence. So the fact that we're starting to see some trickle over from Shimano here to the US is cool, right? I mean, it's gonna do nothing but just keep expanding our options. Now, they're calling this the Swaggy Strong. Is there anything unique about this? Is it just a spinnerbait? Well, it feels like just a spinnerbait, except, of course, like every spinnerbait that's, you know, unique, there's a custom shaped blade. So here's Shimano's custom shaped blade. It's got these 2 little, like, grooves, I guess, on the front. So totally different, right? Totally different. So anyways, might be amazing. It's got all the things you'd expect. It's got a wire hook keeper. It's got a hand tied skirt on there. It's custom blades, right? So these are going to be available in a tandem willow and a double willow. 6 colors in each. Again, fall release here from Shimano, so that's the new Swaggy Strong. let's keep going.
We're
What's up,
here
guys?
at the Gamakatsu booth.
We are in the Gamakatsu booth. Okay, so nothing I would say like revolutionary, but some pretty cool, small little things that are going to be important to know. So a new spring. This is called a double down. So you know, we all use like beast hooks and that kind of stuff. So this guy, what makes it different is it's basically 2 springs. It's a double spring, right? So the concept is that when it twists in, it's going to grip twice on there, and it should, in theory, have a much stronger hold, right? So we're gonna have to try it and see if it makes a difference or not, but that's the double down spring. They're basically in the Tokyo rig kind of game, as well as a couple of different hooks in here, but they're basically calling it the power drop, right? So you guys are familiar with this concept, right? So now Gamakatsu has a version of that as well. There's some new feathered trebles in the G Finesse, and these should be much better than the old feathered trebles. The feathers are laid right, they're built right, and they're built on that G Finesse treble that a lot of you guys love. So, you know, that's cool. We're always suckers for feathered trebles, so look for those come down the pipe as well. And then Gamakatsu is also now in tungsten. So how a lot of other brands are in reels now, like hook brands are in tungsten now is kind of the new trend. So I don't know, some different shapes. So they're using this G Shield, which is basically like a matte kind of finish on there. So kind of a funky kind of pitch and weight. But this one I think is going to be cool. This is the hybrid swing head. I'm just going to open their sample pack when nobody's looking.
I don't think that's legal. No. We're going to get definitely banned from Gamakatsu next year.
If you guys see another store come through and they've got some kind of fucked up packaging, I'm to blame. So let's open this. And it looks like I'm eating the package here. Seriously. Trying to do this kind of covert.
Yeah, a little
this isn't working very well. I'm not going to ever be a spy, Jeff.
That was the loudest, sneakiest
wow,
ever.
That was terrible. Okay, so check it, the hybrid swing head. So obviously like biffle heads and swing heads, this become very, very popular. So this is a tungsten kind of hybrid shape. It's more of a triangular shape, so it's kind of like a swim jig / football shape. That's a 1 ounce, right? So because it's tungsten, it's gonna be really small, easy to attach to any hook. This will have game. Like everybody's throwing this style bait at some point now. So, you know, I'm cool with it. I'm gonna give this a try and maybe give it a stab over the decoy ones I've been using. So if you guys throw this kind of stuff, the fact that we get a tungsten now and it's really easy on and off, no like pulling shit out with pliers and stuff, should be simple. So that's new from Gamakatsu. And then also, you know, in Japan, Gamakatsu has kind of this sub-brand, this Lux sub-brand. We've been bringing some of it over to you guys and some of the key baits. Looks like they're gonna start bringing more of that in to the US, so which is great because again, availability goes up, price goes down. So things like the Lux Avenge crank, which is a new 4-meter diver. They've got spinner baits. They've got some great jigs. They've got King Cobra jig and a swimming shot. So look for Lux to expand here in the US over, you know, the next year. It's gonna be exciting to see what they bring over and just give you guys more flavor of really what's available in Japan under the Gamakatsu brand. So let's see what else we can find, Jeffrey.
Ben, what do you have here at the Castaic booth?
Jerkbait innovation.
Okay, I like jerkbait.
Yes, so this may look like a 110 that you're familiar with, but don't get that confused. This is a 115. Never mind that dirt in there. But here's the thing, you know, it's an original color.
It's an original color.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm sure they called it something original.
It'd be a different name than...
No. No, same. Hey. Which, I'm just a reporter,
yes.
Jeff. I'm just a reporter of the news. Yes. So, yeah.
A leggy bone.
You got it. Leggy bone.
115.
All right, guys, we are in the Yamamoto booth now. Now, it's been a few years since Yamamoto has been here. We talked earlier about how hard it is for a little guy to really come to ICast and make it worth it, right? It's just so expensive. But Yamamoto's under new ownership. They've got some new baits. So I'm going to run through these with you really quick. I introduce the Slinko. So it is a Senko with ribs, essentially, right? So same idea, just a ribbed version. lot of you guys might like it as a free rig base, so it's going to be a less dense. So a lot of you guys are used to Senko, are used to throwing it kind of weightless and letting the weight of the Senko do the job. This is going to be a much lighter worm. It's going to have those ribs. So you can do more things with it. You can text rig it, you can free rig it, you do different stuff. So that is the Slinko. So there's number one. Number two is a bait that we've already brought out to you guys. This is the Ned Senko, right? So we've talked about this before. It's the floating plastic, really designed to look great on a Ned head. Number three and number four, you're familiar with the shad-shaped worm, Jeff? Well, it's always been in a 4-inch size. Now there's going to be a 3-inch and a 5-inch size. So for your little tiny shad and for your big-ass shad, right? So I don't know that a 5-inch shad-shaped worm is going to be a great seller. I could be wrong, but 2 more sizes to add to the shad shape, really a drop shot bait is really where this thing shines. You can neck a rig and do different stuff too, but really it's a drop shot bait through and through. So 2 new sizes of that. How about a little baby Zako?
Whoa, look at that thing.
So a 3-inch Zako. It's going to be available in all the same colors plus some new color lineups. I guess a micro chatter bait. I'm not sure what the fuck I'm going to do with this thing. So, you know, I'm not a huge fan of the Zako as a swim bait, right? It's really a jackhammer trail. It needs that kind of movement in the front to get that articulation out of it. Maybe as a little flip bait or something. I don't know. It's certainly cute. Yep. Right? So, little 3-inch version of that. And then we are in Florida.
Oh yeah.
Right? So, oh, hold on, it's stuck to my badge. About the Speed Senko.
Hey.
So there you go, a speed worm. Basically, you have a Senko, and they've added the little cutter kind of speed worm tail to the back of it. So you know, look, if you're a Yamamoto fan and you just can't bring yourself to use that Gambler or whatever other speed worm there is, now there is a Yamamoto option for you. There's some cool colors in it as well, so not a surprise to see this in there. So you go, there are the new options from Yamamoto at ICast. Thoughts, Jeff?
I love it all. The tiny little Zako is my favorite.
Well, I know you're a huge fan of the speed worm.
I am.
Yeah, fun fact, last year when we were here at ICast, we went down to Headwaters, and Richard and I spent all day throwing all the best Japanese stuff.
Yep.
And we caught them at all little ones, and Jeff kept saying, throw a speed worm, throw a speed worm. I'm throwing a speed worm, right? Jeff's like, fine. So he picks up a speed worm. Boom. Jack's like a 6, Jack's like a 5. I'm like, okay, I'll throw a stupid speed worm. So, you know, there's something about this thing when you're in certain places, you know, in the world. I agree. I think of, you know, as far as cosmetically goes, the little baby Zako is the dopest looking. I'm curious how it swims on a little ball head, because this would be a really dope little, just real finesse swim bait or even drop shot bait. So it's going to be interesting to see what you guys do with it. Not so sure my feelings on the Slinko.
It's a bit different, huh?
I mean, it's a slinky Senko, right? But you know, I'm curious. Anything Yamamoto usually is really good. So there you go. Let's. We've got a few more booths to check out before we get to the best of show voting. So let's see what else we can uncover. All right, guys, we are in the Sims booth. This might be actually the last booth of the day. I think we got a little bit more poking around, but we're here with our buddy John Sherman. You guys have seen John before on our channel. We're gonna fly through. There's tons of new things coming down the pipe, but this would be like a 3-hour Sims episode if we went through everything. So we're just gonna highlight a few of the key things that I think you guys should know about. So let's start right here. This is a release that's coming in the fall.
Yeah, August 1st, so right around the corner.
This is definitely Griff styling. I would say. This has Griff written all over it. But this is the new flannel hoodie. So definitely going more trend forward.
Yeah, like kind of a, I think a younger, hipper vibe here. Instead of a traditional flannel, we're going to have the horizontal flannel that you see. It's got the super soft. I wish you guys could touch this.
It is really soft.
Great hand on this piece. Got the hoodie. It's got the snaps down the front. Actually has hand warmers here, which is pretty sick. Just a great lightweight flannel option. You know, I'd say climates where you're anywhere in the like 50s. You know, you start dipping below 40. You probably don't want something a little more substantial.
It's like
but
extreme winter for us.
Yeah.
And like
seriously.
most of the year for normal people. Right. Yeah. But these are going to come as hookup logo collabs. So these will be dope. So that is coming down the pipe. Here, keep that to you so I don't disorganize everything. There's also finally the CX hoodies are going to be coming. So talk to me about this one.
This piece, again, I wish you could feel it. It's super soft, ultra comfortable. It's a polyester fabric, so it's highly breathable. So when you're wearing this under like a Pro Dry or a Challenger, it's gonna be really comfy that way. Not just a typical hoodie where it has the kangaroo pocket in the front, but how about a nice zip pocket here? You can throw your smartphone in there. It's a killer like hidden stash pocket. And then you've got the hood, obviously with the draw cords here, so you can cinch it down when you're ripping across your favorite leg. Great weight.
Pretty much straightforward hoodie.
Straightforward hoodie.
Yeah, it feels good. It's gonna wick fast. So
totally.
Yeah,
It doesn't have any wind block. Like it'll have some, but not like like a wind stopper piece that we have in some of our other products.
Yep. All right, and then we have the Vermilion full zip, and I'm digging this one again. Tactically, it feels amazing to hand. But what's the benefit or downside of this versus maybe the other ones that we've seen?
It's a little bit lighter, so not quite as warm as the CX. Also, it's like multifunctional. I think you could use it in a ton of different applications. This is lifestyle, knock-around use. It's not going to wick and have the performance value of some of the others, but just a super comfy hoodie every day. You can be on or off the water.
You can go to dinner. You can do all these normal things with it, but still in a performance fleece style hoodie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So okay, so there's that guy. We've got the new Fall Run jacket. So this is a favorite style jacket of pretty much everybody, I would say. So one of the challenges to the previous gens of this style is that everything just kind of bunched. Right, so all the filling kind of bunched. Talk to me about this and what we've done different.
Yeah, a couple things here. You'll notice the hand on it. It's a little more rugged. The prior versions we had some tearing issues. Like if you brushed up against metal or a nail, it would tear pretty easily. Much more bomber fabric. It's also all recycled now. We're using eco-friendly Primaloft black insulation, which is all recycled. So you got a really cool eco story here. And then it's ultra lightweight but crazy warm. It's the same material that's used in sleeping bags, so stuff's down nice and small, but for the weight it's just crazy warm. So great piece here.
If you guys travel a lot, this is literally the style of jacket that I live in. So you can wear this and it's surprisingly breathable even in fairly warm climates. So this is great. I would say anywhere from like 70 down. So even in some of those 60 and 70 degrees where you're like right on the edge of needing a jacket, you could go with something like this, but it's just as warm in like 40 degrees. So super dope jacket. So those are going to be a hit. Thank you, John. New color of CX. All right, so Jeff, you've been really instrumental in this, but this is that new, I love how you laugh every time I bring your name up. So this is the Ghost Camo Stone. So just a new colorway in CX. So Griff was doing this. Oh, two new colorways.
Two new colors.
Two camos.
Yep.
Sick. So there you go. So Ghost Camo Stone. What are we calling this one?
Ghost Camo Steel. So stone and steel. Really cool new look. As you've seen in the other CX pieces, we're going to use that True Zip. So this is a truly waterproof zipper. So you can stash your smartphone here and feel totally comfortable about it. Really clean look. Those of you that do some saltwater fishing too, there's zero metal here, so you can use it in the salt, nothing's gonna corrode. It's the C-Flex 3 fabric, which is super stretchy. I know we did a video on this in the past, just some new colorways for
CX, so that's cool. Okay, let's talk SolarFlex for a minute. So we're all fans of SolarFlex. SolarFlex gets kind of a revamp.
Does.
Yeah, so talk to me about this new revamp so that we make sure that we relay it correctly.
Yeah, for sure.
So go on our man boobs, I think.
All new fabric. It is slightly heavier, so it is going to be a little less revealing, a little more man boob friendly.
Yes.
That's one.
I don't have to go to the gym anymore, Jeff.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, I was at that point, I'm like, fuck, I need to go to the gym. But now we've got this slightly heavier fabric This is good. This is much
way more breathable. So this is 32% more breathable, and it dries 12% faster. And we've incorporated this new sun cuff into the shirt, so you get full sun protection. If you don't like the way it looks, you can actually just, you know, wear it like a normal sleeve, but provides that sun protection on the back of your hands. I know that I used to never wear sun gloves, and you know, your hands start to take a beating over time. So even if you forget, you've got one built in with this shirt, which is really cool.
And I noticed there's a snap now on the front hood. So,
that's right.
You know, talk to me about this. Why have we incorporated a snap into the?
So it helps stay on your head better when you're ripping across your favorite lake. Also provides a little bit of face protection as well. So if you don't like it, you don't use it. But if you want to snap it into place, you have that option. Looks a little funky on this sample. It's going to be tonal in production.
Okay.
And then one other thing regarding the fabric, it has 12% spandex, so it's super stretchy material now. Nice. So the new Solar Flex is going to move better with the body.
Did the old Solar Flex not have any spandex?
It had a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, this one has more. Yeah.
Okay.
When you're cast, it's going to move with the body even better.
Perfect. Okay. And then a shirt that's done really well for us gets a new color. Now this is that super high-end bougie. This is that guide cooling hoodie that comes with the built-in buff in there. This is a special material that's designed to cool you down. These are 100 and some
125 for
they're up there, but they flew out because it's literally like the ultimate hoodie in hot weather. How do they get it to cool? What is the tech?
So we use what's called Bird triple effect cooling. So it cools in 3 different ways. One is it's active wicking, so you're going to stay drier. If you do get it wet, it's going to dry even faster, but most importantly, it has mineral-based cooling, and so you can feel it. The hand of it feels cooler. Yeah, and it's a awesome technology that we have just in this shirt.
Okay. Yeah. So these will be back. We'll have some great logo collabs on the back of it as well, and plus a new color. So.
And they fit a 6-pack of Orion, if I recall.
I'm glad you're watching our videos, there, John. Yes. They hit. Hey. You can't say it like that. Just in case anybody missed it, this is the official 6-pack pocket of Sims, so no problem.
No problem.
Yeah, tried, tested, it works.
Dude, those beers are good. You fed us a couple when we were down there last.
Okay. Oh, yeah. See?
Okay.
Spreading the word.
Yeah.
Listening, Orion? Still waiting for that sponsorship. Someday, Jeff. All right. This is maybe the craziest Solar Flex piece that I've seen ever.
Yep.
I'm really curious about this. Talk to me about this. What do I have in my hand?
Yeah, so this is the Solar Flex wind hoodie. So this combines Solar Flex with polyester ripstop. So you're gonna have complete wind protection over your chest and down your arms. So Solar Flex feel, the entire shirt is lined with Solar Flex. It has this crazy good hand, breathes really well, but now you get some wind protection when you're ripping across your favorite lake. Where I live in the Delta, those early mornings, even in the middle of summer, you need something more than just a Solar Flex. You want something a little more substantial, keeps you warmer in a little cooler environment, and still has all the UPF, the quick dry, everything that you love in Solar Flex this shirt has as well.
So are you wearing this as an over piece, like an outerwear piece, or you're wearing this as your fishing shirt?
I'm wearing this as my fishing shirt next to skin. It works great. I would say up to about 85 degrees. At 85, going into 90, you're going to want to go with that cooling hoodie or your straight up Solar Flex.
Okay, so just to confirm, your wind protection is basically chest up.
Chest up.
And then bottom down, you're in basically a regular Solar Flex.
That's right,
okay,
same
so
exact
kind of a hybrid design. I can see it's got like laser etched pits and stuff, so
yeah,
it
highly breathable. Has cargo pocket in the chest. You know, that Solar Flex fabric's lined through up on the inside as well, and it has the built-in glove cuff that we've been showing you here.
Cool. Yeah, so this is going to be interesting. Have you seen this yet, Jeff? Yeah, a kind of a 50-50 outerwear, sunwear kind of blend. It's going to be, I'm excited to try it.
Yeah, me too. I've been wearing it. I'm a huge fan. I think it's got major game. California, our climate, Arizona in the winter. I think it's going to have some major game as well.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Really cool new piece.
So there you go, guys. There's some of the highlights from Sims. Obviously, there's a lot more as far as packs and hats. I mean, we could, like I said, we could go crazy, but those are some of the key highlights. So thank you, John.
Of course. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Good hanging with you.
So let's keep going. Let's see if there's anything else before we get to that final booth of the what's new, and then we'll break it all down for you. It's shower blows, Jeff. I'm sorry. It's a power slide, apparently. So that is, that's a wrap on ICast 2022. That was, I don't know, what'd you think, Griff? It's your first ICast? Thoughts?
It was pretty cool. It's definitely an insight on how these types of things work. I feel like it's been very overhyped. It wasn't super hype. It was really low energy in there.
It was really low energy.
Right?
In fact, we stopped to eat not too long ago, and I even asked you, Jeff, like, am I low energy, or is this place like sucking the life out of everybody today? And I think it's just one of those years.
Yeah, it was just really low energy.
Yeah.
It was cool to see, like, these pros that you see on TV. Like, they're everywhere. They're all in there, every single one of them.
Yeah. And that was cool.
It was cool to see them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Chit chat with a couple of them.
Yeah.
Just they're just regular people, right? And
Totally.
Dude.
And you just talk to them.
Who in the world gets to say, "Oh yeah, I smoked a cigarette with Seth Feider, one of the best bass fishermen right now on the series"?
Yeah. Sit in the corner, smoke a couple cigarettes with Fighter. It was pretty dope.
Right. That's a cool experience, right? Yeah. So, what about the product? So last year, Jeff and I left the shop kind of like really disgruntled at the amount of knockoffs. Right? It was literally just like knockoff, 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 knockoff. Now, I don't know if we're all becoming immune to it. Right? Like we're getting used to it, or if there wasn't as many. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Obviously, there was a couple mag draft knockoffs, right? One just straight mag draft, and one that straight mag draft, just forgot to put all the magnets in it.
Yeah.
The big thing that I saw this year was it seemed like there was tons of hard baits.
Yeah.
Like every brand was rolling out hard baits, right? Like rod companies rolling out hard baits, soft bait companies rolling out hard baits, and they're all just kind of janky, all kind of the same.
Yeah.
Right. So, did you get the sense or the feel in like the bait realm? What was your thoughts? Did you see anything that just blew your mind, or were you like super hyped, or anything that like frustrated you? What are some of your thoughts on that?
I didn't see anything that really like blew my mind. There was a couple things that we saw before coming here that I wanted to look at, like the Chad. I really wanted to look at that. It was dope. I just feel like there's no innovation in fishing right now. The flash boost from Shimano was the most innovating thing that I saw out here.
So last year, I would say that the coolest booth that we stopped at was the Nishine booth. Yeah. This year, I would say that the coolest booth that we stopped at was the Nishine booth. So, it's, we got to talk to him. We got to talk to, KGB dude, right?
Yeah.
So we did get to talk to a couple guys that are actual lure makers.
Yeah.
Right? Actually innovating and pushing it, which is always dope, right? Sadly, when you get to some of these big companies, right, these big, huge brands, when you start talking to them about their development process, they go immediately to the CAD machine.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, oh yeah, I put on the CAD and we did this and did that. It's like, but, I guess that's an art too, but that's not like, when I think of lure making, I think of an actual fisherman that has something he's trying to solve, and he's just gonna carve and prototype and 3D print, like, you know what I mean? And it just seems like that's such a lost art anymore.
Yeah, like Nishine when he was talking about the problem that he had, and a 1 degree difference in that lip is what fixed it. Like, that's crazy. Right.
Do you think a big brand would have done the same thing? Do you think they would have ordered all those baits, had all the molds, had everything done, and then realized, like, fuck, it's off by 1 degree, scratch it, we're going to start over? Or do you think they would have just said, fuck it, we have it all done, we're invested, let's just roll it out?
No, they're just going to roll it out.
They're rolling it out.
Yeah.
They're making the money on it.
Yeah.
It's close enough, right? So the other thing that I noticed this year was that there were tons of reels.
Yeah.
Right now, we didn't show you guys a lot of stuff because, well, it just really wasn't exciting, right? Like I walked by and I didn't really want to stop and mess with them, but tons of rod companies had reels, tons of bait companies had reels. Like there are literally reels everywhere. So obviously, you know, some of the bigger like reel OEM companies, whether it's in Korea or China or whatever, are just open up for business and everybody can make reels now.
Yeah.
Same thing as what we just talked about in lures. No innovation, right? I mean, outside of Shimano and Daiwa, nobody's really making reels.
Yeah, they're not designing reels.
Right.
They're just buying shells and
and then
slapping their logos on.
we could put this piece or this piece on. Oh yeah, put that piece on. We could put this side or that side on. Oh, put that side on.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you have a new reel. Yeah. But it's not actually something that's created, right?
Yeah. And some of them we didn't even know if they were broken or not.
Well,
I felt like at least one of them was broken.
Look, in all fairness, we don't come to this show to talk shit.
Yeah.
We come to the show to see amazing shit.
Yeah.
Right? We come to the show to be inspired, but the only way that companies are going to keep pushing the issue is if they're held to a high standard.
Yeah.
And somebody has to be honest. Every pro in there that you just talked about is going to tell them how amazing their shit is, but we know since we talked to half of them, most of them don't even know what the fuck the products are. They don't know. They just show up here because they're by contract to be here today.
Yeah.
Right? And then they're like, oh, this is a new product? Okay, cool. Right? So, you know, more people need to stand up and say, look, this sucks. This is wrong. This isn't right. Good try. You missed it. Right? So, you know, the consumer will eventually do that.
Yeah.
The sad thing is that it'll be interesting to see what comes from the best of this year, right? So last year, Jeff and I sat in the same place, right? And we joked like, dude, can you imagine if that ghillie actually wins something? And it won everything, right? So it's going to be interesting to see this year. So we went through the new product showcase, right? So you could see, you, me, and Jeff, we get 3 votes for what we think the best of different categories are.
Okay.
Right? And so we're going to pick the cool shit.
Yeah.
Right? The next cool little tackle store, they're going to pick the cool shit. They might have 1 or 2 people. The next tackle store, they might pick 1 or 2 things, right? But here's the thing, the winner has already been decided.
Yeah.
Right? So what happens on these best of categories, the cool shit is almost never gonna win. Because it doesn't make the big boxes any money. The Bass Pros, the Cabela's, the Dick's, the big distributors, the Pitmans, right? They'll come rolling up here with 70, 80, 90 people sometimes. Right? The buyers, the marketing team, right? So they'll have a huge staff of people inside there. And a big company like, you know, Berkley or, you know, pick your company, right? We'll meet up with them and they'll have a meeting with the big box and say, hey, look, if this product right here wins best of, we're gonna put this amazing end cap in your store and we're gonna do this big marketing push. We're gonna make this huge campaign. You guys are gonna sell all this money. And then the big box store will go to its 80 or 90 people and say, you all are voting for this.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, a really amazing product gets our 3 votes and their couple votes and his vote, right? And all the cool guys' votes. But then here comes a big box and they just lay 80 votes down on some bullshit. And then the next big box comes and lays 80 votes down on some bullshit. And then it's won. And it's sad because I was thinking about this last night. When you were a kid, when you were into fishing, did you go to a pro shop, like a store like ours? Did you go and like really talk to people and learn what to do? Or did you just, whatever the marketing was, were you drawn to that?
It was more of the marketing.
Right.
Because all I really had was like a magazine, like an In Fisherman or like a Bassmasters magazine.
So if it was printed in there, or is an ad into there that said the best of show, right? You just assumed that was the truth.
Yeah.
Right? Jeff, how about you? When you grew up, did you have like a small cool shop that you could go to and get real advice? Or were you believing what the pros were telling you, what the marketing was telling you, what the big industry of fishing was telling you?
Obviously the marketing.
Yeah. So same.
Yeah.
So, you know, sadly, we all have a responsibility, I think, to try to tell the truth. So the younger version of us, like the next generation coming up, isn't suckered to believe like, oh, well, that's the best of the show. That's the best thing out there.
Yeah.
Right? When most of the time, it's not.
Yeah.
Right? So it's kind of crazy to see it from the inside, right? And see how things are spun. I know there's a lot of like kayaks and cool stuff for you.
Yeah.
Anything that stood out, or let me say this. What is your biggest takeaway from this?
I don't really know what my biggest takeaway is. I think it's just business. So this is like the business part of fishing. It's just so different from what I'm used to.
Yeah.
Like this is like the big business part. It wasn't very, I don't know. It was just, I don't know.
It's semi-overwhelming.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's just so much to it. Jeff, what's a takeaway from you from this year? Give us feedback, Jeff.
Dude, I didn't even look at anything this trip. It was all through this guy's eyes, and he pretty much said what I said last year. So we could replay that same footage that I talked about last year.
Right.
But I didn't give a single care about anything besides the KGB, just because, you know, it's a small bait maker who made it pretty big.
Yep.
And
Nishine,
it's a cool
because
bait.
Yeah.
That's what would have got my vote.
Yeah.
The show.
Yeah, and Nishine because of the passion.
Nishine is the
right?
passion and the guy who makes it. So
Yep. It's cool to have that kind of access.
Absolutely.
Right.
Other than that, dude.
Well, we prefaced it kind of in the beginning too, that, you know, last year was a real high-end year.
Yep.
Right? So, you know, we're all some bougie motherfuckers. We just want the best shit all the time.
Yeah.
It would be great if it was just high-end shit, and the next year, better high-end shit, and the next year, better high-end shit, but those brands would be broke. You know what I mean? Like, they have to give themselves a few-year window to actually make their money back on it. So this is just the natural course of Exist. Apparently we have a new Exist. Yeah, the same new Exist that we got last year too, but yeah, it was listed. So, you know, there's a certain part of us that we're drawn to that expensive shit.
Yeah.
So, you know, you go in and it's a lot of just like kind of middle of the road stuff. Maybe that's why it felt a little bit, I don't know if down was the right word. Here's another thing that I saw this year is there's not a lot of Japanese brands here. No. Right? There never really is. But a lot of the ones that were here basically didn't have anything new. They just brought over some JDM only things and I called it new. Right? So, you know, that was probably really exciting for a lot of stores that have never had the JDM stuff before, but you know, nothing new. Yeah, when you look at the thing, you're like, okay, cool. At least there's Evergreen, there's Jackall, and like you've got a handful of brands. Then you go and there's nothing really new. So I'm like, okay. Yeah. So that's that. I mean, there you go, guys. You know, it is what it is. ICast. It's an amazing show. It's a cool show to see. Right?
It was cool.
Yeah. It's a cool show to see. There are some really cool things coming down the pipe that you guys got to see, which is dope. But you know, another part that affects all of this is that there are multiple places shit drops now. So classic things drop, ICast things drop. You know, in Japan, everything drops in the beginning of the year at Osaka and Yokohama. So, you know, everything's kind of segmented. So, you know, I hope this was fun and insightful for you guys to come along for the journey. I'm glad you could join us.
Hey, thank you
this year.
For bringing me.
I'm glad you had an amazing time once again, Jeff. He's gonna leave me hanging. He's wondering why we always drag him to all these things. If you guys have questions on anything you saw, of course, drop it down below and we will get to it. Look for, you know, everything that we covered to be coming down the pipe. We'll obviously let you guys know when it's available. And until next ICast 2023, maybe, I don't know. If the world opens up and we can get back to some of these cooler, nichier shows, you know, I don't know, I feel like maybe it's run its course. Yeah. In there. I don't know. I've got hope for it. Hopefully hopefully things, maybe it'll go in a positive direction. We'll see. We'll see what 2023 brings, but for now, the 2022 ICast is a wrap. I say we go fishing.
Let's go.
That was the best part of last year.
Yeah, let's
All right,
go.
let's get out of here. Peace, my friends. See ya.